The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to Ring and All of the Sports. My name is Leo Connors, and I'm your host. You know, last show, I was by myself, and I've been trying to find a co-host. It's been hard. I've asked a few people. No one can really seem to find the time to come on the show with me on a regular basis. And it's hard to do a show by yourself. At least for me it is. But all I can say is, surprise, surprise, surprise. Look who's back. Woo! Derek Dukes.
D3 is back, baby. How are you, brother?
Good to see you,
Good to
buddy.
see you, my man.
And I thought it was hilarious. Here I am on Facebook posting that I'm looking for a co-host, and you text me instead of going on Facebook. You text me, "Yeah, I'm moving back home."
Well, listen, shoot. You know
I'm so happy.
that the job missed me,
Yeah,
and they called and kind of offered me a little bit more.
there you go.
So I put all the warm, beautiful weather and beaches away to come back and do our favorite show.
Yeah, brother, it's awesome. So happy. You have no idea. When he told me, I was practically jumping up and down in my room, almost as high as when I jumped when Shane came out that night. 'Cause I told you,
Whoa.
that was incredible. I talked a little bit about that, but
Yep.
what do you think about that?
Well, here's the whole thing. Everybody knows Shane O'Mac, especially the kind of person that he is.
Yeah.
You know, and how you watch everything he did to get up to where he is now. He took time off to open his own company and became very successful at it. But I love the new angle. I love it.
Me too.
And
A lot of people don't. Isn't that weird? Like,
you know
I
what?
don't understand it. Why people don't like it.
it's so different with the haters now and how
It is.
how things work and how people, like when they were talking about Jericho and Styles.
Yeah.
If Jericho puts Styles over, he's doing this. If he doesn't, he's killing the talent.
Right.
It's 6 one way, half dozen the other. But I love it.
Me too.
I love
Me
to see
too.
it.
I thought those matches were phenomenal too, and no pun intended. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
Oh.
And his matches have been getting better,
Better and better and
that
better.
match against Kofi.
Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent.
I mean, seriously, that was an incredible
Yeah,
match.
very good.
We want to talk a little bit about, to start, there's some great big independent shows coming up
Yes.
in the Boston, area.
Mhm.
Going to start April 9th. Big Time Wrestling's coming down
Yes.
to Webster, Mass. and
Yep.
The hall, what's it called?
I think that's
Some type of hall.
Hall, yeah. It's
Webster Hall. I think
Webster
it is.
Hall?
Yeah. They're going to have Sting is going to be there. Lex Luger, Ron Simmons, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Wow.
Some great indie guys too. Homicide, one of my favorite independent
TNA
wrestlers.
original.
And a good guy too.
Great guy.
I know Homicide really
Great
well.
guy.
He's awesome. I told him I'll see him there. You know what I'm talking about, D. Skunk.
That's right.
But, and Eddie Edwards, who I've watched since the very beginning when he first started watching
Another
wrestling.
hometown
and
boy.
I knew then that if he stuck with this, he was going to be very successful.
Yep.
And he is.
Another hometown boy.
He's unbelievable
Yeah.
wrestler.
Great worker.
You've been around Eddie quite a bit. I'm
Oh
sure.
God, yeah. Well, the funny thing is that him and Davey, a great tag team. They're an unbelievable tag how they work together. Excuse the terminology of they're a cruiserweight tag team.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? They're not heavyweights.
Right.
And they go over to NXT, and Triple H turns them away.
I don't understand.
Are you crazy?
That. Yeah. They're great workers.
I'm still confused to this day because Paul knows where Eddie's from.
Right.
He knows who he's trained.
Yeah.
He knows where he's been, and he's gonna turn them away because they're too small.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Well, he hates cruiserweights. You know that.
Yeah. But why is he pushing these other guys now?
Why-
You know
and
what I
now,
mean?
gee, all of a sudden, now he's
All
pushing
of-
the Bullet Club.
Yeah, but but Sami Zayn, he's not the biggest guy. But I mean, he's a little taller than Eddie. He is. He's like 6'1", right? Isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Eddie's what, 5'10"?
Yeah, but
You know what I
still,
mean? No,
it's
but-
not.
Right.
but
I'm
he's
not knocking Eddie for that
exactly
at all,
but he's
'cause I
not-
love Eddie.
He's not a cruiserweight.
Right.
Eddie is definitely heavyweight material.
Yeah.
So I guess Rey Mysterio was not heavyweight material, right?
Kalisto, he's getting pushed.
Exactly, and Chris Benoit. I don't like Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was not a heavyweight.
Right.
Eddie was not a heavyweight.
Dean,
was not. None of these
Right.
guys were heavyweights.
Right.
But guess what? They all became champion of something.
they all got over.
But he,
Huge. Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
They all get over.
Daniel Bryan was never a heavyweight. Ever a heavyweight.
Real quick while we're talking about Eddie, I used to love the tag team when he was with DC Dillinger.
Oh, my
Sabotage.
God,
That was one of
Sabotage.
the best
Yeah.
tag teams around this area
Yep.
for the longest time. I haven't seen DC work in a long time, but he's a big boy, and that tag team was pretty good.
Another
man.
local kid who disappeared.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like I said, I really enjoyed watching them as a tag team. Whenever I went to a show, like a lot of times you go to independent shows, they're not all advertised.
Oh, no, of course
So,
no.
I'd be at a show and all of a sudden they'd come through the curtains and I'd be like, and if I was with somebody that wasn't into wrestling like me,
Yeah.
I'd be like, watch these guys.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
that's what I tell all my friends that like only watch WWE.
Yeah.
You need to come to an independent show with me because I'll tell you who to watch.
Oh,
Like,
oh.
wow.
Also, you go to an independent show because you're going to see the guy who's going to bust his ass
Absolutely.
to get to that main stage.
Yep.
Everybody knows, technically, there's only 2 real companies to go to anymore.
Right.
No one goes to TNA anymore because
Right.
it's a sinking ship. There's Ring of Honor
Yeah.
and NXT/WWE.
Yeah.
There's only 2 places to go.
Right.
If you're already in Ring of Honor, then trust me, NXT/WWE is watching you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They sure
Especially
are.
if you
I
are
hope
a
they
talent.
grab Jay Lethal soon. But
You
that's
know,
another guy.
That's
we can
another
talk
guy.
about
I
later.
love Jay, one of
Me
my
too.
best buds in the business. I'm very excited for his success right now. So excited for him. Chris Sabin, now back with his original tag team
Alex
partner
Shelley, yeah.
over in Ring of Honor doing their thing.
Yeah.
Can't be the Motor City Machine Guns because of the gimmick.
But are they just the machine guns now?
They are the Machine Guns.
Just the machine guns.
Which, whatever, everybody knows the gimmick. They're,
Right.
You know what it was. But I do have to say, big ups to my man Dan, aka A Double,
Yeah.
Austin Aries.
Right. Oh, it's nice to see him there.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
Happy for you, man.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because he was one of the guys that came in the Ring of Honor right at the end when I was catering. I
Mhm.
think I got maybe 2 shows with them, him, Alex Shelley.
Mhm.
It's part of the next generation. Jack Evans.
Yep. Okay.
You know, and Saban. You know, was Saban there? I'm not sure if it was Saban. There was 4 of them. I can't remember the 4th one right now. But they all came in and right away they were put into a nice little,
Oh yeah.
right away they were put right in front of the cameras. It was just amazing, and Austin Aries is a worker. Again,
Tough kid.
not very big.
He's not a heavyweight.
Right. So, like you said, why not Eddie and Davey?
Why
When
not?
When they are, I shouldn't say were, they are a great tag team.
They're an unbelievable tag team.
And I just don't get it.
I-
Now
I-
they're with TNA. Will
Ugh.
WWE ever even take them anymore now? Probably not.
The biggest thing, especially with me being down south, the biggest thing, the biggest talk now is a rumor mill. It's all rumor mill about how Vince was going to buy TNA, kind of like what he did with WCW.
Yeah.
Kind of do that
Yeah.
thing, and maybe that's why Shane has come back. Not that I've heard anything. What I'm saying is, you kind of see the swerve a little bit. A lot of the stuff you see in Florida, where I'm from, you see the Wild Samoans,
Right.
and you see a lot of the indie guys around who are trying to work to get to that big stage.
Yep.
Then you got someone like Eddie, hometown boy, who makes it, kicks ass, takes names, does his thing.
Everywhere he goes.
Everywhere he goes, every
Everywhere.
organization he works for, then all of a sudden, Triple H turns him away.
Yeah, I don't
You're
get
not
it.
big
I don't
enough.
get it. I don't get
Who
it.
cares you're not big enough?
Right.
You kidding
But
me?
he is big enough, though. That's the thing.
Of
He
course
is
he is.
big
You
enough.
better believe he is.
Davey's smaller than him, but Davey's good enough, too.
Great worker.
Exactly.
Davey reminds me, growing up watching
Yeah.
professional wrestling, Davey reminds me of the Dynamite Kid.
Yeah. That's a
Tough
very
as nails.
very good
Tough as nails
comparison.
and goes in and does his
Right.
thing without any BS. He's
Yeah.
got that look. He's got the snap suplex.
Yep.
He just you really see a lot of Dynamite Kid in him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think they're a heck of a team. But back, like we were talking about BTW.
Yes.
That's April 9th at the Webster Hall in Webster, Massachusetts. It's I want to say it's a Friday night. I'm not positive though.
Most likely with them, it probably is.
And they've been running shows all over the world, pretty much all
Yep.
up and down the East
Yep.
Coast. And then the next show I want to
Big
talk
show.
about,
Talk about the big show
April 21st, coming to Lowell, Massachusetts.
for the first time.
NXT.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I got 2 tickets for me and Jai's there. When I called, I thought they were going on sale the next day. So I'm on Facebook. Somebody's post. I got my tickets. Then I looked at the post again. It said yesterday.
Ooh.
So it was that day they
Mhm.
went on. So I immediately called.
Well, the good part about where NXT is going, there's not a bad seat.
In Lowell, there's never that
No.
auditorium is the best building for anything.
It is not for boxing.
Yeah.
There's no bad
You know how many
seats.
times I've been in the Lowell?
Oh,
I grew up in Lowell. I've been in that building over hundreds of times. Seriously. From roller derby. I've been to probably 60, 70 wrestling shows there over the years. Even when I was like 7, 8 years old. My dad didn't like wrestling. He took me anyways. You know, and then when my brother, you know, when we got old enough, my brother was able to take me. We had season tickets to the Golden Gloves for years.
Wow.
You know, for years.
Yeah.
Seeing Mike Tyson fight there, Mickey Ward, all, you know.
Right.
It was amazing, but excuse me, you're right. There is not a bad seat.
Not a bad seat in the house. No, not at all.
And I'm so looking forward to that. A buddy of mine, Tiago, is a shout out to you, Tiago. He was like, you know, all they had was back row, you know, balcony seats. And I told him, I said, I'm probably halfway up the balcony.
Right.
But there ain't a bad seat in the house.
That's what where they do the stage there. Excuse me, I apologize. Where they set the ring.
The ring, yeah. Same place where they do the boxing ring.
Yeah,
the gloves.
where they set that up. Yep. There's not a bad seat in the house.
There
it's just such a great spot to watch everything. I did a shoot show there for one time, WWF.
Yeah.
And they did a SmackDown taping there. Yeah. And I was an extra. So I remember the spot and I remember the house. Of course, it's WWF at the time. WWE. Yeah. It was packed.
And this place will be packed.
Oh, of course.
You know NXT is going to sell out.
Let me tell you.
They're selling out everywhere they go.
Right before I came home.
Yeah.
I was at Full Sail.
Yeah.
Last week.
Right.
They turn people away.
Sure they do. They have to.
You know,
everybody wants to go.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to Irish Jack.
Yep.
Local of Dover, New Hampshire. The second, not the first, the second guy, wrestler, professional to join Team 3D Academy.
Yep.
Who did a tag team match on NXT against Enzo and Cass.
Wow.
Check it out, my friends. Go back if you have WWE Network.
That's
go back
awesome.
a couple weeks when you see Enzo and Cass against Irish Jack. And I apologize, I don't remember the other guy's name.
I was going to ask you.
I was watching my roommate work. It was great. I want you to, if you get a chance, I really do apologize for not letting you know about that. But let me tell you, I was just so excited that he made it to the.
I bet.
I was sitting next to him when he got the call to do the match, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Oh, should I go? Should you go? I'm going to take your place and say I'm Irish Jack if you don't.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and they know who I am, so let's not do this. You know, I'm going to walk out back. Paul's going to go. You're not Irish Jack.
Right.
I know. Yes, I am tonight. Come on, Paul. Let me do this.
Yeah,
you know.
Please.
So we went there, had a great time, went out back, and he I think they did 7 minutes.
Nice.
With Enzo and Cass, and it was a great match.
Watching Enzo.
Oh, me too.
I know you do.
Great. I love those guys.
Me too.
And I love their tag team, and I'm really hoping to God, because of where the tag team division is going in WWE, I'm really hoping that they're next on the block.
Oh, I hope so.
Me too.
They should be coming up right after Mania.
Yes.
I got to ask you a question, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you know what the most famous thing in the WWF that ever happened in Lowell?
Lowell, no.
Somebody lost a smile.
Oh, that was Lowell?
Shawn Michaels in
That
Lowell,
was Lowell?
That was Lowell, Massachusetts. And it's so funny, right? As the camera goes around to fans, there's my older kids now that Elizabeth's 29, Michael's 27. There's their babysitter. 'Cause I just rewatched it on the network, right?
Wow.
Shawn lost a spot, and their babysitter crying like crazy, dude. But yeah, I was there that night.
And nobody.
I was there at almost every event in Lowell.
And nobody realized he lost his smile because he got his ass kicked that night by 14 Marines. Anyway, shoot.
Yeah. No, that was the next night.
Oh, that's right.
Because that happened in New York.
That's
they left Lowell and they went to New York.
Right.
But yeah.
Yes.
Shawn lost his smile in Lowell. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that's hilarious.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And it's funny because whenever they're in Lowell, if I watch any type of old show and they don't, you're watching the old Raws and they don't tell you, you know what I mean? If you don't catch the beginning and they say what they put the city they're from right in the corner, if you don't catch it, you can always tell because of how and the balcony.
Yes.
How the design is. And it's funny because one in New York,
Hammerstein.
It's kind of but it kind of looks like that, but it's not the same. But it's very close.
Right, because the way the Hammerstein is set up, especially with that.
But the design is just a little different.
That's correct.
And I can tell immediately as soon as I'm in. Like I said, I've been in that building so many times. I mean, the first time I went there, I was probably like 10 years old, 1975. Chief Jay Strongbow. You know what I mean? Spiros Arion.
Oh my God.
Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, right?
Oh, God rest his soul.
Unbelievable. So NXT's coming.
Yes.
They haven't announced any matches, but we were already talking off here. The 4 big tag teams should be there.
Yes.
Cassidy and Amore.
Yep.
Blake and Murphy.
Yep.
The Revival.
Yep.
Now that's Dash Wild. No.
How do you say Dash?
Dash.
And oh my God.
Scott Wilder.
Yes.
No, right?
Wilder. Right.
Scott Wilder.
Yes.
And
oh my God.
I don't.
I know.
Dash Dawson.
That's
Scott.
it.
No, Scott Dawson.
That's it.
Dash Wilder. That's what it is. See,
Right.
Hey, we're not perfect, But we already said Blake Murphy. The other one, Jordan and Gable.
Gable.
I
Great.
can't wait to see them. live.
That was. I think that putting those two together was the funniest thing because who they both are, and they're both at NXT at the same time,
Yep.
and they are night and day from
Yeah.
each other. And all of a sudden, they were like,
He kept asking them.
"What's up, man? Want to do something out back? What do you mean?"
No, but remember the first few
Yeah,
times?
but-
He kept saying no,
Yeah,
though.
but what he did
Jordan.
was they were out back and they were doing their thing over at NXT. They would go, so I want to do this thing. They went to Regal.
Right,
They said we want to do this, and Regal laughed. He goes, "Run with it."
right.
So they ran with it. And every time he'd come out back and he'd say something to him, he goes, "No,
Yeah, he kept saying no.
No.
That was hilarious.
no," and then
And
finally,
he was like begging him practically.
it-
It was hilarious.
but it was good because of which they used to do in the old days, how they, there we go,
Yes.
finally.
Yes.
And that's exactly the way they did it. I love the way those two work together.
too.
They're a great tag team. Even if they don't make it to the tag team championship
right.
in NXT,
Yeah.
I really hope to hit the main stage and go up against some big dogs.
I don't think you have to be honestly, if you're a good team, you don't have to be the champs to
No,
get
no.
the call up. No, I know you know that. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
know
don't
exactly
have to.
what you mean by that because tag team titles don't make you a champion.
Right.
Tag team titles, don't get me wrong, that is a huge honor that somebody would
Absolutely.
say, okay, you're next in line.
Right,
That's a
right.
huge honor. But you know what? You're already next in line when you're that good of a worker.
Absolutely.
And those two kids are hands. They're crazy. They are
They're
so good at
awesome.
what they do. And I will give another big ups. Matty Bloom,
Oh,
good
he's
job over there,
doing
brother.
a great job with those guys down
Unbelievable.
there. Now
He's
that Billy
doing-
Gunn's gone.
Well,
No, I'm just saying.
yeah. Nothing like a 45-year-old guy thinking he's going to get another shot. And they're like,
Right.
the hell are you talking about? Oh, I got to
Right.
take this stuff. No, you don't.
So I'm wondering though
He's
too
crazy.
on this show is Samoa Joe. This is going to be after WrestleMania.
Joe's not coming up, by the way.
So Joe's not coming up. So he
No.
should be in Lowell.
Oh, yeah, he's not coming.
Oh,
no.
that'd be great.
They're not bringing him up.
Sammy's going to come up though.
Yes.
So Sammy most likely won't be
Um,
in Lowell. You never know. I mean, he could, but
You know what, though? I think
it's a
because
Thursday, so they could bring him down.
see, that's true
You
too.
know what I mean?
And because of now, think about it. You can jump on. I just got. It's 2.5 hours.
Right.
It's a 2.5-hour flight.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Right.
They could jump them on, jump them off, depending on going from NXT to the fitness center and so on and so forth.
Right.
But it's the fact of that. The guys who are going to be there. Joe is definitely one of the best things that NXT did was bring him in
Absolutely.
because I love to see him work with these guys. Build, lays right down for him.
Yep. Joe's awesome,
Oh.
and he's a great guy. I mean, I've met him so many times through the kid, and he loves to eat.
Yes.
So he's always
Yes.
happy to see me.
Yes. I love.
He is.
I love Joe. Joe's good people. He's. I used to love sitting out back and talk with him. Over at Impact.
Yeah.
He's just a funny guy, and his character is not the person he is.
No, not at all.
And that's what's funny.
Yeah,
'Cause a lot of people
'cause
bring.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy.
Oh my God, is he ever?
Wicked.
He is so funny. The whole SoCal thing.
Yeah.
And I love that because he really is from Southern California
yeah.
and the whole thing. And he's really good at what he does. And I'm so glad. Yeah, because him and Paul Triple H were talking, and he doesn't want to come out.
Right. Wow.
Why would he goes? I'm doing what I love.
Right.
I don't. He goes. I don't care where you put me.
Right. Just pay me.
Just pay me and let me do what I love to do.
Right.
And why not make the real money, which now he is.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, go rest his soul. Teach them one, let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Okay? That's exactly what Joe is doing. And then you got people like Austin Aries.
Yeah.
A lot of people, how come this and how come... Listen, WWE has a policy. We both know guys who've been there for, been out in the wrestling world forever. But what happens is you go to NXT because, number one, you got to be well-rounded anyway. I don't care.
Right.
Look at
You have to
Balor.
be. Yeah. Yeah.
How long has Balor been at NXT now?
It's been a couple of years.
Since he moved
Yeah.
from Japan.
Yeah.
Since they stole him from Japan. So is he still over there? Of course he is. Has he a world-renowned wrestler? Of course he is.
Right.
But look at when that kid comes out. Listen to that crowd.
Yeah.
They pop like he is the next Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
But then also, if you listen to what other people say, why do you have to be the next Shawn Michaels? Why can't I just be
Right.
Balor?
Well, everyone's always going to say that, and he'll become his own person
Better
once he
believe it.
comes up. His entrance is just amazing when he
Oh
does
my
the
God,
body
I
paint and all
know,
that.
nuts.
It's just amazing the way he just crawls
And
up
they love it.
and through the smoke. It's just if you've never seen Finn Balor in action, you better get to NXT right away.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the show.
Definitely.
Get the network. Here's a plug for you, WWE.
right.
Get the network because for $9.99, it's the best bargain out of anything on TV today.
yeah.
I got Hulu, I got Netflix,
Mhm.
I got WWE. I probably watch WWE more than
More than
anybody.
I have all
Anything.
the above also. But what do I have on my television? And I have it on my phone.
Me too.
I have it on my laptop because where I am.
My tablet.
I have it everywhere
Yeah.
because, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? How about 1997 Rock against, and you can go and get it.
Of course.
Well, you know what? You know what I'm in the mood for today? When I was loving the NWA, how about when the UWF and the NWA were fighting at it?
yeah.
When Nikita Koloff was the NWA television champion and Terry Taylor was the UWF television champion, and they were fighting back and forth. You
Yeah.
can go and put that in
You
there
can
now.
Watch all that Mid-South.
Oh my God, Mid-Southern stuff is just
The
the
old,
best.
the old Crockett NWA.
The original
it's-
Crockett NWA,
Yeah,
yes.
it's all there, world class.
Mhm.
ECW.
Mhm.
It's just amazing. I can't wait till they come out with more. Smoky Mountain's now there too.
You got to remember, Smoky Mountain Wrestling was like their farm team back then.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at the names, Sonny was over there.
There was so many ECW people.
Oh
there.
my God.
So many.
Balls Mahoney was there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't
Boo
Balls Mahoney.
Bradley.
Right. He
Boo
was not.
Bradley.
He was not Balls
Yeah,
Mahoney.
oh,
He
I
was
know.
Boo Bradley.
Yep.
And people go, huh? And Chris Candido was there.
Remember the angle with the
course.
cat?
Oh, of course.
They pretended to kill the cat.
Kill the cat?
And poor Boo was all
Oh my
upset.
God. And
He was pretty good actor in that too, because he looked pretty heartbroken.
John is definitely a professional at what he does. He's a little,
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, there's no
which
doubt.
I
There's
think
no
you know
doubt.
that.
Yeah.
But
He's a good guy too, though. He might be a little,
but
but he's
John
nice.
is an unbelievable person. And
Yeah.
I traveled up and down the road with John for 5 years working for ECW.
Yeah.
And just one of the nicest guys ever. Between him and Candido, who taught me the trade that I love to do.
Right.
And when Chris passed away and John went to pieces,
Right.
and John got married and had a child, John named his son after Chris.
Nice.
Yeah,
And he just went through another heartbreak with Axel
know,
Rotten.
my
I
God.
can imagine how much he was
I-
heartbroken over that too. You know what I mean?
That was nuts, man. That was crazy because
It's a shame.
he lost all his weight. He was looking good and feeling good, and all of a sudden the back thing came, and then the operation, and then in a wheelchair, and he put 65, 70 pounds on in a matter of nothing because
Right.
he couldn't exercise. The
Right.
pain was even more crazy, shall we use the terminology, because of the operation, and he finally just checked out. He had enough.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
Rest in peace, Axel.
Rest in peace, brother. Love
Thanks
you.
for the memories, for
Love-
sure.
Love you, Bri.
One of the hardcore chess swinging freaks.
Oh,
him and Balls.
Yeah, and
Yep.
thanks. Yeah.
All right, so we NXT real quick. We already talked about tag teams. I'm
Yep.
sure Baron Corbin's going to be there. I'm sure Samoa Joe's going to be there.
Yes.
I'd like to see Finn Balor there, hopefully. Bailey.
We both know that.
Oscar, got to be there,
Oh,
dude.
my God.
Please be there, Oscar, because I'm not really into Oriental women, but for something about her something about her, man, I just can't get enough of.
But there's one thing about on a shoot side.
Yeah.
She keeps hurting people.
Oh, dude, she beats them up, man.
Because she is an original old school.
From Japan, that's
right.
how they wrestle over
and they're
there.
stiff over there.
Yeah.
Well, she just wrestled Emma.
Yeah.
They had to stop the match.
Really?
Shoot. They had to stop the match.
Couldn't take it, huh?
She You know how she does those kicks?
Yeah, and the back fists, too. I like those.
She gave her the kick, and then she did the back fist to Emma and whacked her in the jaw.
Yeah.
And Emma went down. And they thought it was a work.
Right.
Until ref checked Emma, and she was like,
Broke her jaw.
yeah, they think they... I didn't hear the real story if she'd
right.
broken or not, but they had to stop the match.
Wow.
The girl's ruthless, man. She's crazy.
I love watching her wrestle.
She's...
And she is. I mean, I totally get it that she hurts people.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, the way her style is, she's going to hurt people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
how you taught over there.
That's why I always wanted to see her wrestle Eva Marie.
Oh.
Because I wanted to beat the crap out of her.
I want Oscar to give her a receipt like nobody
Big time.
knows. Just to show her, welcome to wrestling. You really want to do this? This is what you're going to have to deal with.
Right.
I want her to give her a receipt like nobody knows.
And you know they built it up because in that Battle Royal, Eva Marie dumped her out, and she thought she won. And everybody in the crowd at first was booing because then they realized Carmella wasn't eliminated.
Right.
And when she popped into that ring, that place went crazy because they knew Eva Marie was going
Right.
up. When they at first they thought she won.
Right.
The boos were so loud.
It was
and
thick.
then the minute before she even got dumped out, the minute Carmella jumped in the ring, the fans realized she's still in the match, and they went crazy because they knew. Boom, out she goes.
Yep.
The fans went crazy.
It was a great shoot. And, you know, Carmella has come a long way. Yeah. And I think, shoot-wise, that I think they put Carmella over because she, I believe, is going up after Mania.
With the boys, I would imagine.
Right. And then I'm
they
hoping.
got to keep them together.
No matter what.
Right.
And I'm really hoping that they're heels. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Yeah, to come in.
Yes, they
come
have
in
to
as
be
heels.
heels. I think they're going to come in and do the gimmick, which is great, kind of like the Dudleys did when they came back. But I just really hope that they flip them real quick or do something to make them heels again. Maybe put them up against the Usos. Or just do something to flip them back to heel status. Because they are so much better as heels.
They're great heels. They're great heels. But the fans just want it.
Oh, my God.
And the sad thing is, you know what it is? It's the TV audience. They're not real wrestling fans.
No.
They're television wrestling fans.
Right.
They'll never go to an independent show.
Nope.
70% of that crowd is there because they want to be on TV with their signs.
Right.
And it's sad.
Oh, it's going to be a television taping? What sign are we making?
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but if you and I knew it was a television tape, we're going, there's going to be some real wrestlers there.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't bring a sign.
Oh, it's not a house. It's a house show. Well, I don't know who's going to show up. Who's going to do this? It's going to be a TV taping. Oh, Leo, there's going to be some guys there.
Right.
Let's go to this show.
Absolutely.
You know?
But we're the real fans.
Right.
You know, we're real fans. So, and the third show that I was thinking about was April 24th in Somerville at the Art Something Beyond Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
They sold out last time in 6 days. They have a pretty good group of guys. Chris Hero, JT Dunn. Cole Cabana's going to be on the show. I listened to his podcast today with Jay Lethal, something we talked about earlier. Did you hear that one yet?
Yeah, it was great.
Wasn't that hilarious? About the space in his tooth.
Yes.
And Jay's like, oh, I'm good with it now. About 2 years ago, I got good with the space in my teeth. And Cole says, can you stick a quarter in there? And Jay all of a sudden was like, maybe I'm not so. What are you doing to me? Oh, I laughed. So I was telling Maria about it today. I said, I listened to a podcast today. That was so funny. I was laughing out loud in the school cleaning rooms, and a lady came into the room saying, "You all right?"
Right.
I said, "I'm listening to a podcast."
Oh, that was he does a good job over there. He does a good job.
I love the Colts podcast.
As a matter of fact,
it's one of my favorites.
You know, Tazz does a podcast.
Yeah, he does a podcast, and he's on a radio in New York.
Correct.
Yeah,
and he's back to doing his thing.
Oh, real quick though. The other day,
Go ahead.
he advertised Travis Flip Gordon.
That's what I was getting to.
He wrestles for Beyond Wrestling too.
That's correct, and
he's good.
Big ups to Travis.
Yeah.
And I think Tazz did like probably 12 minutes on him.
Yeah, I saw it. I actually saw it on YouTube.
Which you know is huge for Tazz. If Tazz is going to shoot on someone, 12 minutes, that's an hour.
Yeah, he definitely he put him over because I watched it on YouTube.
And showed a couple of his things, what he does and his flips and that. And he was so into Flip that I thought it was a great cat. He did a great podcast.
Oh, he did a great job. Great job.
Yep.
And you know, it's funny because the time I went to the Northeast Wrestling Show in Lowell at the baseball field, I brought Jai there. We watched him for the first time, and how good he was! Phenomenal.
It's crazy.
He stole the show.
He's crazy.
And the Kingdom was on the show.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Samoa Joe was on the show, and that kid stole it.
Mm.
He was unbelievable.
He
Like
does a great job.
Flip, no doubt about it. And I think he's in the service too.
Yes, correct.
So big ups to you on that too, Flip.
Big time.
But yeah, Beyond Wrestling, April 24th in Somerville. Tickets go on sale March 24th, a week from today.
Okay.
You know, hey, happy birthday, Ma. I love you. St. Patty's Day. That's when we're taping tonight. My mom's birthday. I called her this afternoon and sang happy birthday. I teased her yesterday, told her I was going to have all the little kids in the cap sing. But I said, I can't.
Right.
Then the teachers will be all mad. I'm
Right.
riling the kids up, you know?
Right.
But I got some little friends in the school now. They're all, like, kids are wearing Cena shirts, so I start showing them the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I show them AJ Styles.
Yep.
I show them CM Punk, right? Daniel Bryan, and they're flipping out, you know? And I'm like, he's like, they're your friends? I said, no, they're not my friends. But I met them plenty of times.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of friends in the wrestling business.
Right.
You know, you, yourself, my buddy Shawn Wiggins down in Jersey, who's coming up this weekend. We're going out to dinner. Hanson, I'll see you Saturday. So let's move on now to WWE. Because, you know, WrestleMania is coming up in, what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks? Let's see, 3 weeks. This weekend's the 19th.
2 weeks.
Is it the
2 weeks.
Is it the 29th? March 29th?
No, so it is 3.
3
Oh,
weeks.
wow.
So is it the 3rd? Is that one? I don't.
Correct, sir.
Okay, April
Yes.
3rd. So
I forgot the date.
we know for a fact that it's going to be Shane and The Undertaker in Hell in the Cell. And what are they going to pull off on this? Because Shane wins, he gets Raw. How do they do that? And now they're burying how bad the product is now.
I know.
So how do you not have Shane win?
Well, a bunch of us were all talking about it because no, you can't. There's no ifs, ands, or buts that he's gonna beat the Undertaker.
He has to.
I'm sorry.
He has to.
Exactly. So here's the swerve we're thinking.
Yeah.
And this is talking about whereas in like backstage, I was at a couple of indie shows. So they're thinking that he's going to bludgeon Shane. Right. And then Stephanie and H and the old man that come down and they're going to be beating on the cage like finish him. And he's going to tombstone him and then like do it again and they're going to do it again and then Taker's going to grab his arms, he's going to cover him 1, 2. I think he's going to pull him up. He's going to look over and go
lay him on him.
And lay him on top of him 1, 2, 3.
That's good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Dude, that's good. That's better than what I thought of. Because I kept thinking the Balor Club's going to make their appearance.
And
but that's hard to do because then you got to take the NXT champion off TV.
Yep.
And point, you know what I mean? And bring him to the big stage.
Exactly.
Which I think would be great.
It'd be awesome.
Because that could happen though too. Because Shane could have this all in the works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, why did he accept it? Because he knows he's got these guys behind him.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. I really like what you just said. That
could
easily happen.
Remember, brother, it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And remember when H and Sting went at it. Look at the people that come out on each side.
That was really cool. I like that.
Did you hear that outside crowd pop like they were inside?
Every single time, yeah.
Because you had the original NWO come out. You had the New Age Outlaws, the original DX come out. And just to see that, how do you know? What were they called? What was the posse called? Remember Shane's posse?
The Mean Street
the
Posse.
Mean Street Posse.
Wow.
How do you know?
I didn't even think of that.
How do you know they don't come out?
Right,
How do you know that these guys don't come out?
And then they get beat up
then
bad.
they just get, well, that's what they always did
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
But everyone's talking. They really think what's going to happen is the old man and them going to come down, finish him. Tombstone, 1, 2, pull him up. Nope. And then lay Shane on top of him, 1, 2. Well, Shane's unconscious, by the way.
Right.
From getting his ass handed to him and taking Tombstone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's what we're thinking.
I'd love to see that, too.
Me, too.
I would love to see that.
But then also they're talking about the swerve about how, which is, like I said, all in the rumor mill, that how Vince wants to buy TNA and kind of do what they did with WCW and so on and so forth. Whether that's true or not, no one really knows. I don't work for WWE, so I don't know the real backstage stuff. And I don't know anyone who's involved in that part of WWE, so I don't know. But that's what the swerve we're hoping for.
That would be awesome.
Be great.
That would be awesome. So that's what Derek thinks is going to happen with The Undertaker. I'm going to go with that, too. I like it. If not, maybe the Balor Club gets involved, We'll see what happens.
That's right.
The women's title match, the 3-way. Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky.
I'm really upset it's a three-way.
Yeah, should have just been Sasha.
I
think.
Ditto. I really think it's terrible they made it a three-way, but I really think they want to use Becky to her potential.
Right.
Which, don't get me wrong, that girl is an unbelievable worker.
Oh yeah, she's
work. Crazy, but I really do think, hometown girl Sasha, we love you, Mercedes. I think that Charlotte should put her over at Mania.
Yeah.
And let her move on to whatever they're going to move her on to. But I think she's definitely next in line.
I hope Sasha wins the title.
Me too.
I really
Me
do.
too.
Like you said, hometown girl.
Yep.
Went to plenty of chaotic shows.
That's right.
And saw her down there. It was so amazing worker. You know, great on the
She
mic too.
was beating
Great
up-
on the
She
mic.
was beating up guys.
Oh, she's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was beating up
Yeah.
guys at the end. Yeah. Now she was only there in chaotic for what, 2 years?
If that, because
And then before she got the call.
because she was trained by Fury.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Fury, just because of his attitude.
Yeah.
Don't
I heard
appreciate-
he's got a bad attitude. He's always treated me and the kids nice, so I got nothing to
Yeah.
say about you, Brian.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I was when I met Tazz in the dojo, he beat the shit out of me, but I had respect for Tazz because he will give you what you're due.
Right.
You know, someone like Brian who doesn't really care about that stuff. And if you notice, a lot of the guys that train with Brian, when they finally leave him
They
and
get better.
lose, they get way better because they lose his shitty attitude and what he brings to his classes. And look at another local guy, Ring of Honor guy, who was trained by Brian, Donovan Dijak.
Yeah. He's beyond wrestling too. He
He's-
works for Beyond Wrestling
He's
too.
unbelievable.
Really good.
Great
Really
worker.
good. Yeah.
And he totally puts his head down and goes. That goes to show you the mentality of the workers that come out of this part of the country over here, where
Right.
we're from.
Oh yeah,
rather.
definitely. Now,
Okay.
real quick, Dijak, he just had a big match with Sami Callihan.
Yes.
And Dijak won that match.
That was a great match.
Donovan
too.
Dijak, what, 6'7",
Yeah,
about 290,
kid's a monster.
monster. And I remember the first time I seen him work was at a chaotic show, and I was like, who is this kid? He was really green.
Mhm.
He didn't really blow me away
Yep.
because of his size.
Right.
Now, not like when I first saw Eddie. Eddie was smaller, and Eddie really blew me away. You
Yeah.
could tell.
Yep.
I hate to say it, no offense, Donovan, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I didn't see it in you at first.
Right.
But then the next time I saw him was like 6 or 7 months later, and
Mhm.
I did see it then. I didn't see it the first time. I didn't. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
A lot of people will tell you, Mr. Cena, Mr. John Cena, Senior, will tell
Yeah.
you the same thing. And now he sees how he's working in Ring of Honor and how he
Yeah.
works on shows. I've actually sat with Mr. Cena, and we talk all the time. We kind of chew things up, and
Yeah.
when we get a chance to, because we're both cigar
Yeah, yeah.
aficionados, and we both love cigars, are what we like. But
plus
we
he's
still,
a good, approachable guy.
he's just
He is,
unbelievable.
he
He'll sit
is.
with anyone and talk
Yeah.
to you, especially talk to you for real. He'll shoot
Yeah.
with you, you know. Not at work. He'll really shoot with you.
Right.
And he gave Dijak one of the biggest ups. Like, he was like, "Oh my God, you did a great job. You're looking so much better." And I just saw Dijak like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
are you really telling me this?"
He earned it.
Of course he earned it.
He really did.
He's working his ass off. He's now working for, let's call it number 2. I'll
Yeah.
use the word number 2
Yeah.
because Ring of Honor is definitely number 2 right now.
Absolutely.
Better believe it.
Absolutely.
And you know what? That's not a bad number 2.
No, it's not.
He's working for a great company with
Yeah.
a bunch of wonderful guys. Jay Lethal, I love Jay.
I
No,
don't think
the
he could be
Briscoes.
next champ. He could easily be the next champ.
Of course. Could they
know?
put him over in Ring of Honor?
Oh,
You better believe it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
the
look at
fans already love him.
Look at our hometown guy, Todd.
Right. Oh my God.
Woolbeard is
God.
he's kicking ass
Unbelievable.
and taking names right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's a tag team champion. He's doing his thing. Where's he from? He's from here.
Lynn, Massachusetts.
You better believe it. Where I'm born and raised.
I was just gonna say, right from your hometown.
You know, and he's doing the same thing. So our guys are taking over.
Right.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, but back to definitely WrestleMania though.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
And like we said, we both hope Sasha goes over.
Yes, amen.
So what are the other matches we got? We got Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
And Falls Count Anywhere. I mean, I can't see Dean winning. I really can't. I see him having a great match.
Like he always does.
Right. But I can't. You can't beat Brock. I mean, if the WWE is really smart. But then again, they made Nia Jax tap out a couple of months ago, which was ridiculous. But we talked about that off air.
Yeah, that's
But
touchy subject.
But I definitely think that Brock's going to go over. I mean, how does he not?
How do you not? Especially at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
How do you not?
Right, exactly.
You know,
Do you think Brock's going to go for it to lose? I don't think
no,
so.
and he's not going to, and he's not going to lay down. He
Right.
won't lay down. I think they did it as the no holds barred gimmick. You know, anything goes match because of his style. but we both know that Brock is just going to decimate
Yeah.
because that's what he does in that type of situation.
Right. And he'll get Dean over even more than he already is.
Yes, exactly.
I really do.
Yep.
In defeat, Dean will get over huge
Yep.
again.
Yep.
We got there's most likely be a 6-way ladder match, I'm sure. 6 or 7. Remember the one year they had 7?
Oh
They had
my
a
God.
7-way. What? I mean, I've heard of 6 ways.
I know.
But they had a 7-way. But it's either gonna be. I don't think they should do Owens' title. They should do Kalisto's title,
Yes.
the United States
Yeah.
title, because matter of fact, is Sami Zayn taking on Owens at WrestleMania? That's the rumor I heard.
I haven't heard yet.
That would be. You already know those guys have a huge history together.
But see,
they came broke into wrestling together.
Man, here's another thing that really pisses me off about pro wrestling right now, especially when it comes to the WWE. WrestleMania is for your champions. I don't give a rat's ass if it's NXT or your guys.
Right.
You need to bring, I think, the NXT guys should be on the card at WrestleMania.
I agree.
Whether they're going to lay down or not, all your championships should be fought at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That would be awesome.
It'd be crazy.
That would be great. Bayley would be able to defend her title.
Both tag teams going at it.
Now, the Revival, are they the champs right now
On
NXT?
correct.
So they are the champs.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, you could defend those titles, Bayley's title, and Finn Balor could take on AJ, even though I think AJ and Jericho's going to go at it again.
Oh, come on, not again.
I know, but
Enough.
they put on a good match. They do put on good matches, but you're right. They shouldn't have gave us so many of them already.
Oh, they just,
One would have been good. Would have been
you know what?
sufficient.
2 is fine.
Okay, 2 is fine.
Because you
We'll
know
say
what?
2 is
All right,
fine.
you beat me. Now it's my and they should have left it at that. They should have one and one. They should have
Right.
left it at that. No,
The rubber match
and
at
now
WrestleMania.
and now they're,
Excuse me,
and
guys.
now they're killing it. I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, stop doing this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Overdone.
Oof, way overdone.
So if that's the case, you know, it should be a good match. Well, at least they'll put on a good match.
Right.
You do know that.
Yep.
You know? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, if that happens, that will be amazing.
Oh, those two together, forget
Those
it.
guys broke in the IWS out in
Yep.
Montreal together. Both of them can work.
Ring of Honor.
I mean, Ole!
Generico.
When he was El Generico, man, he was unbelievable. It's so funny.
One of the
I
best gimmicks.
catered for Jersey All Pro, and he was there in Massachusetts working for him.
As El
Yeah,
Generico.
but he had the mask off, and I knew who it was him because I seen him like take the mask out of the bag and
it's
he
just
puts it down. I'm just looking, and goes, that's Generico.
Oh, yeah, that's-
wow, because I had never seen him without his
what a
mask,
great
obviously.
gimmick, though. What a great gimmick.
That gimmick was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great gimmick.
Remember the little vignettes he would do with
Oh.
Colt?
Yes, yeah.
And he would say just a couple words that
Yeah.
he knew, and Colt would be like, is that all the Spanish you know? And you're from Mexico?
Right.
You know? Oh,
He'd shoot on him wicked, yeah.
Colt's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
But so that match will be phenomenal.
I hope it
Could
happens.
easily be match of the night.
Better believe it.
Easily.
Better
Kevin
believe it.
Steen, Sami Zayn. If that happens, watch it. It's going to be incredible.
Yep.
Tag team title, The New Day.
It's
Who are
getting
they going to
old.
take on?
Well, it's getting old because what they're doing is now is they're putting 3-on-3. And listen, these
Right,
guys are
right.
tag team champions. Let's start defending these
Yeah.
titles.
Now, this would be great where maybe debut a new tag team from NXT in the next couple
Bring
weeks.
them up.
And have the new, like, it would be great with Cass and Enzo because you know how fast they,
Oh,
like you said, though, maybe
man.
make them heel. But start them off as baby faces.
Well, when
come in with that, with they,
First
with
of all,
the
if they're
talking.
going to come out on that stage and do that NXT gimmick, that crowd is going to go mental.
Eat it right up.
Exactly.
Eat it right up. They are. I mean, most of the WWE TV audience nowadays does watch NXT.
Of course.
because it's a TV product.
Well, also
It's a pre-
because why would you not pay the $9.99 a month for the network when you can watch whatever you want?
Right, and not watch that way.
Right.
Because all you're hearing is the greatest things about it.
Every Wednesday night,
It's
every
incredible.
Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, there's a live, fresh NXT from Orlando.
Yeah,
And it's great.
incredible.
It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
It is good stuff. But I'd rather watch that than Raw sometimes.
God, even
and that's the truth.
even
man.
the
As Derek
jobbers-
would say, that's a shoot.
That's a shoot, bro. Even the jobbers do a great job.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because remember back in the 80s when we were watching and they did Saturday morning wrestling and they had the jobbers come out and lose to the
Yep.
to the
They were always good wrestlers.
they were always great wrestlers.
Cue Ball Carmichael.
Look at these guys.
Guys like that from down in
Right.
Maryland and
Yep.
West Virginia.
Exactly.
Shoot out to you, Cue Ball. I'm gonna let you know I talked about you on the show. You better watch it.
Right?
I'm gonna tell you I talked about you. And all your other buddies. What's the other guy's his partner?
That was all you back then,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, cue ball.
That was all you back then.
And gosh, I'm gonna get it. I'll figure it out. But why don't you talk a little bit? Let me think about this for a minute,
Well,
because I know them.
I'm just hoping that what they're gonna do with WrestleMania this year, I'm really hoping that, I'll say it 100 million times, WrestleMania is for championship matches. Yeah, don't get me wrong. The whole Brock Lesnar thing and the Undertaker thing, that's different. That is something people are gonna see anyway. WrestleMania should be for all of your champions.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Dino Divine was one of them. I got one of
Divine.
them, but the one I'm thinking of, I can't for the life of me get it. And it's funny because first time I talked to Cue Ball on Facebook was I brought up. I used to read the one of the magazines, Wrestling News. Do you remember
Oh, God, you better
and
believe
they
it.
would always have the territories.
Yes.
And I would always read about these guys, and I was always like, wow, these guys sound like they're such good wrestlers. Then sure enough, they showed up as jobbers on WWE television.
Yep.
Like you said,
Yep.
they all could work.
Great workers.
And now they're doing the same thing, getting good workers to work down NXT, jobbing out. I mean, look at Johnny Gargano.
Right.
You know, he's definitely not a jobber in my eyes.
Nope.
Now, did you hear what happened with him a couple weeks ago? He got to wrestle in his hometown in Cleveland
Oh.
for NXT. Sold out his parents and his family and friends in the first and second row.
Wow.
And he said the feeling I have was just unbelievable.
Listen, when you're there and you're doing that and you're walking that aisle and you got whether you're laying down or you're going to win or you're winning a championship, no matter what it is, you know what? When you walk that aisle and you get to be who you are, who gives a rat's ass if you win or lose? You're there to do a job, and whether it's doing the job or doing a job, if people are there and you're putting asses in the seats and you're getting, if they're booing you, you're doing your job.
Right.
If they're freaking cheering for you, you're doing your job. Yeah. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and he's a good worker.
Great worker.
I loved it when they brought him up in that tag team tournament on NXT with Tommaso Ciampa, another local boy.
Great job.
Now he doesn't live around here no more. I think he's living in Wisconsin, actually.
God, he moved in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but
it's funny you just said that. Not to get out of the not to get out of WrestleMania. So last night, which was unbelievable, two of guys that we both know went at it at NXT last night. Really? Tommaso Ciampa. Remember Jesse Sorensen?
Yeah.
Went at it last night.
Really?
Jesse, ladies and gentlemen, he was from TNA.
Yeah.
Impact Wrestling.
Broke his neck.
Broke his neck in the ring.
And they fired him.
And because
after they said they were going to keep him and pay him forever.
After they fixed him and helped him get better, we're going to hang on to you and do it. The minute he felt better, he said he felt better, they fired him. So, big ups to him for getting better. Boom. Jesse lives in Florida.
Okay.
So, you see him locally at the gyms, but he's over at NXT now. And him and Tommaso went at it last night.
And who won?
Come on.
Tommaso.
Of course.
Because he's a huge... Now, you remember what Tommaso did in the WWE,
Of course.
With that Undertaker.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, he was his lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Was he the Undertaker's lawyer? Or was it? No, he was Muhammad Hassan's
Oh,
lawyer.
Muhammad Hassan.
That's who
That's
it
what
was,
right.
Yeah. And they liked him.
They did it. They appreciated him because they know his wife.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a shoot.
Yeah.
Tommaso's wife used to work for Stephanie.
Oh, now see that? I did not know that.
So when they found out Tommaso, not saying he got an in.
No, right, but it helps.
Of course it does.
Who you
know. Wait a minute, you're so-and-so and this and that. Like back in the day, I got into ECW because of who I knew.
Right.
But it's the fact of they saw what kind of worker he was, working all over the world, Australia. The kid's crazy, going everywhere to work, and didn't really care because where you put me is where I'm going to show you I'm the best at, and he did his thing. Right. So last night, hometown boy shut up against a great worker in Jesse Sorensen, and it was a great match, probably about 8 minutes.
Nice.
8-minute match, back and forth. Jesse looked great, but of course, Tommaso with his new finishers and all these new moves he's got, he's looking good, and I'm hoping
Sicilian psychopath.
Yep.
I love that.
And he looks great, and he's doing his thing, and I'm hoping another one of our big dogs
I hope
to
so.
the stage.
I hope so, because he definitely deserves it.
Oh my God, he worked
deserves
hard,
it.
man.
When he was in Ring of Honor not too long ago, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, great worker.
Let's still stick with WrestleMania. We never even really got the New Day. Who are they going to take on?
No one's talking right now. No one's. Who are your tag team champions? 3 weeks away. Who are your tag team champions going to wrestle at WrestleMania? At your biggest event of the year, you don't know who your tag team champion's going to face?
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? I already know who's going to put over.
Of course.
put over Ryback.
They have to.
They're gonna, because they're pushing him to the moon about
Yeah,
it right now.
yeah, they have to.
I'd love to see Cesaro come back and win it again.
Right, but
that's not gonna happen.
Oh, let's kind of do this for a second.
All right.
Another injury. Damn it.
Who's this one?
So, Monday night on Raw.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn it.
Never.
Another one.
Yeah, but that slide. I see that ankle.
And you
roll,
watch it
man.
roll.
Oh, that was bad.
So if you have the network, or if you don't, go on YouTube, Google this match from Monday night, and you'll see Jericho and Neville.
Yep.
And watch Neville do the baseball slide.
Yeah. He hits the ropes.
Oh man, just watch
That
me.
rolled
I cringe
hard.
because
I did too.
I've been there and watched guys like snap a neck and break a leg and break a knee and an arm. I've been there and just watching him roll that. But I'm gonna give huge props to Jericho
Oh yeah.
because he's a constant professional. And by the way, with him and Robinson in the
Yeah.
ring, that was a shoot, bro.
I know.
That was a legit shoot, bro.
Right.
He was really pissed.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was mad.
Charles Robinson had no idea why.
No, and then
Don't you effing touch
a
me.
lot of times you can see that Jericho was real, but it was definitely more of a yelling match.
Yes.
But,
oh yeah.
But you know what? That goes to show you what kind of person Jericho is.
Right.
Because Jericho said, okay, I'm going to pin him.
Right.
Rolls him up, 1, 2, and then you see Robinson kind of.
Yep.
And Jericho's like, what are you doing?
Right. I just told you.
I
he's
just
hurt.
told. And then, well, not like that, but
Right. Oh
in a,
yeah.
in a bleep sort of
Oh,
way.
yeah, he
Oh
did.
yeah, he did.
Effing.
He did,
Yep.
and
Charles even threw an effing back. Don't you effing
don't
touch
you effing
me.
touch me. And then with him calling him an effing bastard.
Yeah.
That was just, you know what? That goes to show you what a constant professional Jericho
And they
is.
worked their differences out back, I'm sure. I'm
Look,
sure they did.
listen,
You know,
heat of the
everybody
moment.
makes mistakes.
The
Right.
heat of the moment.
Right. Right.
And Robinson's been around long enough where he
Long-
knows
Yeah.
it was
He's
a
good
shoot.
ref. He is
He's
a
a
good
great
ref.
ref. Little Nate
Yeah.
back in the day.
He is a great ref.
So it was.
That was a good little gimmick. He looked exactly like him
yeah, he
back
did
then,
he did a great job.
That was funny.
Which I think was the old Danny Davis gimmick, if you ask me, kind of like that
Yeah.
what they did Robinson.
Yeah, but it was good,
It was
though.
good.
He really did look
Did a
like
good
him
job.
and everything. The way they did his hair and
Yeah,
everything.
did a good
it was
job.
pretty awesome. So now, it really hasn't. Have they named any other matches?
No,
Wow. So we really only have like 3 or 4 matches being
that we even
announced.
know of.
And one of them's the Battle Royal.
Right.
And we don't even know who they haven't even told us. Well, no, I'm sure they probably told us a couple of guys that are in the Battle Royal. I'm sure they must have told us by now that the Big Show Ryback's
Well, they
going to be in
hint,
the Battle
they've
Royal.
hinted, but because of what the Battle Royal is, they're gonna put,
Biggie,
of course,
right?
they're gonna put the big guys into the Battle
Exactly.
Royal.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to. But that's too bad that it's only, you know what I mean? Like they've only announced. So I would imagine soon they're going to announce more. So might as well. We got a few minutes left. Let's talk about the Hall of Fame.
I don't know if I want to.
Well, I think it's been too long. The Freebird should have went in with the Von Erichs.
Time.
Yeah, that's when they should have went in.
Because some of them.
I'm glad they're going in anyway.
Some of them were still alive at the time.
Right.
Now
That's the
Now
sad
you've got
part.
one guy. All right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have 2, but Jimmy Jam Garvin was not a real Freebird.
Original Freebird.
That's right.
That's why he's going in though,
But
because
he is
there's only 2 of them.
Because when in the AWA, when Garvin and Hayes beat the Road Warriors for the
Yep.
AWA Tag Team title, they were the Freebirds.
Right. They were.
But Gordy was over in Japan. They were
Right.
doing their thing. It's just the fact of I looked at the roster of who they're bringing in, and all right, Freebirds, hands down, yes,
Yes.
big time.
Yes. JBL. He did have a good run at the end.
Yeah,
He did, and had some great matches
he
with
did.
Eddie.
He
Great
did. I mean,
matches
what
with Eddie.
he had with Eddie was unbelievable.
And the APA was really good too. They
Comic
were so
relief-
entertaining.
Comic relief was worth it.
You know what I mean?
Better
So
believe it.
I gotta say JBL goes in, no problem.
Yep.
So who's the celebrity going in
Snoop
this year?
Dogg.
Oh, all right. Who's gonna induct him? It better be Sasha.
Probably
He's got his cousin.
his cousin, yeah.
All right. So we got those in. Who else?
Jackie.
Miss Jackie. You know,
Okay.
they got to put. They want
Okay.
to put a woman in. They try to do that almost every year. Don't
I know, but really, Jackie?
Yeah, I hate. Well, she did some legendary stuff down in Memphis.
I know,
too,
but you
though. She
couldn't
really
grab,
did.
couldn't grab Molly Holly.
If you're gonna say that, Jackie had a bigger run than Molly in the WWE.
She definitely did. Okay, then how about Lisa?
Lisa Marie Varun.
Yep.
Yeah, Yeah, I think she'll go in eventually too. I do.
think-
She'll go in, Victoria.
Of course.
She'll go in.
Victoria was
I definitely think
huge.
she'll go in.
Victoria was huge.
Yeah.
in
So
WWE.
they decided on Jackie this year. I'm sure she'll go in eventually down
Right.
the line.
Right.
There's more. Who else?
Are you sure there's more?
Yeah, there's at least 5 guys.
Oh,
5
the
or 6 going
Godfather.
in. The Ho
Yeah.
Train. I used to love watching his entrance.
How do you?
If you watched his entrances back in the day when he was the
in the
Godfather,
90s.
you liked it too.
But the thing was, is that why do you induct the Godfather? Why not induct Papa Shango? Why not induct his other gimmicks?
Right.
Um,
The Godfather get over more. That's
because
why.
that was the biggest one over.
Yeah, that's why.
And Kama Mustafa,
yeah.
the Nation,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Why do you think Medusa didn't get inducted? Why do you think?
She didn't get inducted last year?
No. Medusa did not.
Really?
That's right.
I thought she got inducted last year.
Her gimmick name did.
Oh, Alundra Blaze.
That's correct. Why did
Right,
Medusa?
right, right,
why did
right.
Medusa?
Right, you're right.
Why did Debbie Michelli,
Yeah.
Medusa, her original wrestling name,
Right.
why did she not get inducted? Because she has a company that's Medusa Inc. She drives a truck.
Yeah, she rated like the monster trucks,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
So Alundra Blaze
Yeah.
is her gimmick name in WWF.
Right.
So why not have that on the marquee instead of Medusa? Medusa is
right.
her company name, so I'm glad she did it that way because now, of course, she's the truck's Medusa and her
Right.
company, and I'm glad she did it that way.
Because now she doesn't have to worry about being affiliated
Well,
with
because
that name.
technically, when you're in the Hall of Fame, Vince owns that name.
Right.
So
She was a good worker.
great
too,
worker.
Man.
Well,
she was
look who
tough.
she was trained by.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The best, you
Yep,
know?
yep.
Sherry Martel,
Yep.
trained by Sherry, got her ass kicked by Sherry.
Night in and night out.
All the
Never
time.
complained.
Gotta believe it.
Never
Nope,
complained.
not once.
So is that it? Is there one more?
I think that's about it.
It might be. If there isn't, and we find out, we'll talk about him next week.
Next
You know
week.
what I mean?
Big
Because you're
Daddy's
back,
home.
brother.
Big Daddy's home.
Dude, man, you have no, like I said, you have no idea. Isaiah called me tonight. Well, actually, I FaceTimed him. He FaceTimed me while I was at work.
Yeah.
I FaceTimed him back, and he's like, "Can I come on the show tonight?" I'm like, "Buddy, you live in Lawrence." No, what if Daddy brings me down? I said, "Listen, you ain't gonna make it in time." I said, "I promise you, over the summer, we'll put you right between me and Derek, and we'll put you on the show, and you'll have a blast.
Yep.
You know, and you'll have fun." We're gonna probably try to have a couple of guests on the next few weeks too.
I think we should.
I had a guest lined up. A guy, my buddy, he decided against it because he's not really into the UFC or wrestling. It would have been good to talk football and
Yep,
basketball
definitely.
with him. He was gonna bring some sauce, so sorry guys. He was, I'll try to get some sauce
I
off
had a
him
great time
anyways.
tonight, brother. I had a
Dude,
great
me
time.
too. I love you, brother.
Love you.
Thanks for coming
Thank
back,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Because I was looking for a host, and
And he
surprise,
found one.
Surprise, I found one. So that's it for us right here. We are out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.